Hey, welcome to Manifest Unfiltered. In today's episode, we have some good topics for you. So if any of these resonate with you and you want to learn, definitely stick around. So the first one is clarity, is basically you get exactly what you want. The second topic is going to be how do you know if you're making the right decision, which many of us probably have struggled with in the past. The third thing is that we're going to talk about ego and higher self. And then the fourth thing, kind of which ties it all to, maybe not trusting yourself anymore. So those are kind of the topics we're going to talk about today. So basically, Crystal and I, we're energy healers, we're mediums. We've kind of came across our own amazing system to use energy to manifest anything we want. And that's what we do, and that's what we teach people. So for the first topic is like you get what you want, clarity. I just want to, before we hop in there, I just want to say, you know what, Crystal and I, about a year ago, we made a really good YouTube video that explains it in really good detail. It's called How to Use Visualization to Manifest in the 5D. I will clip it here on YouTube. I will post it in the description in Spotify. But yeah, so if you want to learn more about that and go into more detail, definitely check that out. So you get what you ask for.
Exactly what you asked for.
So that's why, like, the number one thing, maybe not the number one thing, but a huge number one thing, or is it the number one thing, Crystal, is clarity, like knowing exactly what you want.
Absolutely. Because you can't assume that the universe is going to fill in the blanks. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a very clear picture, understanding, and know exactly what you want. So if it's a
So
house, like I'm going
I
to
was
use a
just to
house
say,
for an example.
I was
Yeah.
just to say, give us an example. Yeah.
Um, or a car, if you're buying a new car and you have 6 kids, you know that you need room for 8 passengers. So when you visualize, you are going to say, I need a car for my 6 kids and me and my spouse, like, there you go. You're not going to say, just give me a vehicle, because you could end up with a little smart car, 2 passenger. Maybe that's what you see repeatedly, repeatedly.
So what about like color, make, like what about those more specific details when you're trying to be clear?
So what I always do is, like, I say, okay, this is the brand I want. Like, I'm gonna use myself for an example, because I live in the middle of nowhere and I can't drive a lot of fancy cars because they just won't make it down my road.
Yep.
So I'm like, I want a Ford and I need a 4x4. That's what I want. I don't want a Chev because my husband, doesn't go that route. Um, I've had lots of foreign imports. They don't work. I know they don't. So I want a Ford and I want 4x4 for winter, and I need that to get my 30 minutes to town safely. And so I'm particular on the brand. Now, when I was not living out here before we built our house, I was just like, I was always open. So I was like, ooh, give me something fun to drive. Give me something I'm going to love. Give me something sporty, and then that's kind of how I left that open. And then I was excited when I went shopping or like looking online, because I didn't know it was going to catch my attention. Like, I just left it so open to the universe to give me the best deal and something that was fun, and like, that I would enjoy and worked for my family, and I kind of took it what came.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. When I was manifesting Betty White, it took me a little while because I was indecisive a little bit. Like, but I'm like, oh, I like this from this car. Oh, I like this from this car, and I like this from this car. Like, I like so many pieces from different vehicles. And then it was like they took all those pieces and made Randy's my car. They made my
Yeah.
car. It was like the box shape, the size, the wheels, the two-tone, like everything, the white silver like leather inside. Like it was like, oh, like it's just like the universe made it for me. And I wasn't expecting to find it on the lot. Like we're just shopping and looking around and kind of like giving up. We're like, we're just not finding like because that was the time when vehicles were crazy expensive, like right after COVID there, when it was
Yeah.
just like vehicles were hard to come by, the lots were empty, and like, so it was like shit. And then all of a sudden there she was, Betty White staring at me. And like the light went on around her. Ding. I walked towards her door. I was like, shit, we're buying brand new, hey?
Well, it's so funny, right? Because I always said that my next car was going to be the BMW. And
Yeah.
there it's like I think it's the MX-5, I think it is, or that I like the big one, right? Because I need room. I don't want to drive a little car. So that is kind of was like in my head, but it's the sport coupe. It's not the granny style one. And so I was like always like that's the one I want. That's the one I want. And I saw it and it had that beautiful olive green with that cognac on the inside color. And I was just like, that's her. That's my car. I know that's my car. And so, I did the whole, yeah, we'll get to that later, but I was like, asked my guides, pulled my cards, and it was like, yes, yes, yes. But then practical Crystal had to say no.
That's a tough one when you gotta be practical.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's another topic I didn't say we're going to talk about is working with your team. That is what tied in with ego and higher self, but also your team. Because Crystal and I always say when you work with your team and you ask for help, we're going to talk about like what the heck that means
Yeah.
and just clarify that up a bit.
So
Okay,
you
so what
have to
else?
be,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry. Yeah. Like if you're dating or if you're trying to plan for a spouse or a partner, I think like it's very great to have very detailed qualities. Like you have to have your no goes, right? Like, what are your hard lines that you will not have? And what are your hard lines that you need to have? So, he needs to have a job. He needs to be kind to me. He needs to not be an alcoholic. He needs to not be abusive. Like, those are the kinds of things that you just do not ever compromise on. So, you want to include those when you manifest. But then, like, do you have to be so particular about hair color? Like, those are the things that you could maybe just leave to the universe. Um, you know, if you have a don't want to date under 5'5", fine, because you're not into that. But, you know,
Yeah.
is it like that much of a deal breaker? Like, could you leave that part to the universe and not just say, I want to find him physically attractive, or I want to be physically attracted to her, and leave that and trust that the universe will deliver that.
With those
So there
qualities.
are, yeah, like, you don't have to beat that to death.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, being open to it because then you have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, you do. I
Like
do
the
anyway.
universe, like I feel like it likes to have fun as well.
Well, yeah, because you
You
can
know?
be playful, right? It's not
Yeah.
like so serious where it's like, okay, let's get to work,
Yeah.
the clock's ticking. No, you can have some fun.
What do you feel like that seriousness energy brings to like when you're trying to manifest?
Just more fucking stress.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to manifest because you don't like something and you're maybe a little stressed anyway. So why add to it and add
Yeah.
to it and add to it? And then it's like a dead horse. You just beat it and beat it and beat it to death. And it's like not moving. That
Yeah.
was a really
I
bad
feel like when
analogy.
it is because I feel like when I'm having more fun with it, everything just goes more smooth. My vibrations even higher because I'm laughing. I'm enjoying it. There's lots of joyful moments in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know what? Actually, just right now, you guys, today or tomorrow or sometime this week, when after you're listening to this podcast or watching, like, just pick something fun and something small that you can manifest and just put it out there and just see what happens. But again, like, just do it for fun. Have fun with it. Don't put pressure. Don't be serious and just see what happens.
I always tell people like a song, that's a fun one. Like pick a song and
Yeah.
tell the universe to play it and then just be open, or like a coffee or like a Starbucks drink or something like that.
Yeah. Do you want to pick a song to see if people will hear it? For like, and then you guys can think about us when you guys hear the song.
Okay. My mind went blank. Do you have one?
Well, it's like the one that you always seem to choose for some reason, and
Oh,
I don't
Journey,
know.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one that popped into my head first thing, but I didn't know if you wanted to do that one again.
Yeah. So if you guys
Okay.
just for fun in the next what? How many days after they listen to this or watch this?
5 days. 5 days.
5 days. If you hear "Don't Stop Believing," just think of us and have a good laugh. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, that is your sign. You're at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you do hear it, come back and like and follow, though.
Yes, and share this. Help us get this information out there for free because that's awesome. That's the whole intent is helping as many women as we can. So yeah, and connecting. Okay. Anyways, let's just that was a fun little part of it.
What
Little
is the
side note.
last thing that was like that you think you manifested? Doesn't matter if it has to be
Like
big or small.
sorry, big or small, you said?
Yeah, like it doesn't matter.
Oh my god, now my mind is going blank. I don't even know now because it just happens all the time. Like, you know what I mean? You forget about things because it happens. Like, I guess my Greece trip,
Yeah.
right? Because that was like very spontaneous, and I was just like, oh, I need to go somewhere. And I
And
was
the
open to
stars
a
just
new,
aligned.
well, and I was open to a new place. Like, I miss Thailand so much, but I was open to somewhere new because now in my brain, I'm like, I feel like I need to explore more because is Thailand our second going to be, our second home? Is that the main spot? So then, yeah, when Greece happened, like, yeah, it booked, friends aligned, everything. Yeah, everything aligned. Everything's like, do, 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 do. Done. Okay, we're going. I mean, we haven't left yet. We leave in a couple of weeks, but yeah. So I think that would be like for a bigger one.
I was
Yeah.
in Bass Pro on Saturday. And so we were there and Trav says to me, he says, there's these gun cases, right? And he's like, I broke my gun case this fall and the zipper crapped out. And he said, do you want a gun case? And I said, I do. I just don't know which one to get. Like, so I was trying them out on my shoulder and I was like, I just don't want another piece of shit with the broke, like, the zipper breaks first thing, like my last one. So we're looking and looking. And I said, okay, I think I like this camel one. Like, it's got all nice big pockets for all my stuff because, like I got to pack some Kleenex and so I'm looking for big pockets.
Yeah.
And so we got it in the cart and we're walking up to the till and this man stops my husband and says, I bought that case last year and the zipper went first thing. He says, it's not a good case. It's kind of a piece of crap. So save your $50 and, maybe look at something different. And I just looked at Travis and I was like, I just literally said that. So we put that one back and grabbed the second one I was trying to decide between and went to the till.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So like it can be just small things, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah, you just triggered my memory for a small thing. I've been trying to find these certain shirts that fit really well that are long sleeved, that are nice fitting and that you can wear with like either like sweatpants or jeans or something nice.
yeah.
And I did. I found some. I finally ordered some online, which I hate online shopping. I'm old school. I need to feel, I need to touch, I need to try on. So
Me
when I
too.
order online, I really struggle because my body is always that in between the
Oh,
measurements, like always, like nothing just quite fits right for me. So yeah, I found some shirts that actually fit.
I always think
That
the returning is like such a massive ordeal.
I know, that's why I don't like it. Like there's some things I want to return. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, well, we can give you credit. I'm like, I just want to return it.
Yeah. I don't even want it in my house. Just get it going.
Like, I don't want to give. I don't want to order from you again. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. But yeah, what else did you want to say about being like very, very clear? What if like sometimes what we've always say this, Crystal and I,
Mhm.
because you're gonna maybe come across a moment where like you know what you want in a sense, but the vision maybe is a little murky. Like you want to feel this, you want to experience this, but you actually just can't fully picture it in your mind's eye. Like you can't visualize it. Just
You
know
can
that
always, yeah, sorry. You can always manifest. I mean, I've done this, like, especially when I was younger growing up, because it wasn't exactly easy or fun. I'd always just say, I don't want this. I want something better. I never knew what that was. But
hmm
whenever I saw something I didn't like, I would say,
hmm
I don't want that. I want something better. I don't
yeah.
want that. I want something better. And then, you just kind of trust that it heard you and then it's leading you there, right? And then you have to go through the process of following the signs, trusting your instinct, trusting your gut, looking for synchronicities, like patterns and figuring out what works for you. So it's kind of like, you're playing a game of Clue, like who did it, and then, but still saying like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I want something better. This frustrates me. This stresses me. Just please something better. And you can just go up and go up and go up.
Yeah, and what I was gonna add to that, you can just add what you want to feel. Like, I
Yep.
wanna feel joy, I wanna experience adventure, I wanna feel freedom, I wanna feel love, I wanna feel happiness, like, whatever that is. And you could, when you're doing the "I don't want," this is what I wanna feel instead.
And eventually, I think you get to a point. I mean, like at least I did. I mean, I've watched you do it as well. You
What's
get to a
that?
point where you don't know what you want. You just know you want something better because you're so stressed and you want to feel fulfillment or whatever else. But eventually, you start to hone it in, like
Yeah,
as things become better, and maybe you're out of a stressful situation because it doesn't, like when you're manifesting a major life change, um you know it doesn't generally happen overnight. It does take a progression of time because your
yeah,
body needs to change, your mind needs to shift to it, your energy needs to shift to it, everything needs to shift. And it's just not like a big,
yeah,
your body, you need time. So eventually, as your energy changes, your vibration changes, your frequency changes, you're more able to directly hone in on the specifics.
yeah. It's kind of crazy, you guys. I just had experience. My parents go to Yuma every winter, and they just came home on Saturday. And my dad looked at me, and he was like, I don't understand what's different about you. He's like, you're different. I don't know what to do. He's like, you've grown. I don't know. Like my energy was so different than what he was used to when he left. He was just like, he didn't know how to like pinpoint. He's like, You're just so different." He's like, "It's only been 6 months. What happened to you?" He's like, in a good way, but he's like, "What the heck?" So like, that was 6 months of changing and growing and like shifting into my new identity, my new,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's kind of cool that my dad noticed.
Yeah, so like people don't like, I think that's the one thing, like people are looking for that instant gratification when they're
Yes.
manifesting, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes it's a progression. And then, one day you just kind of look back and go, wow, like that was 3 years ago. Holy crap. Like I'm a completely different person. And like, look at me now. I have this, or I have a different job. I have a whole different life. But
Yeah.
at the time, when you're kind of just paddling through the shit, so to speak, trying to lift your vibration and maybe shake off some of that old energy and patterns and behaviors, one day you just sort of come out on the other end and look back.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess just giving yourself and the process some grace and some patience during that shit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because, yeah, it does take time sometimes. Yeah. So basically, be as clear as you want, but don't get too caught on some specifics.
The
Yeah,
specifics that are going to slow you down.
yeah,
I mean, if you
yeah.
only find redheads handsome or attractive, then I guess so be it. Throw it out there and see what you get. Maybe you'll get something. Maybe you'll get nothing. I don't know.
The other thing I want to say is like the universe does the best that it can do, right? And usually it's like 10 out of 10, but it might be like an 8 out of 10. Like, say for the card, it might be missing one or two things out of it, but the rest of the package is amazing. And I've heard people be like, well, no, it's not everything I want. So do you think that's settling or do you think that's like, no, it's just not for you? Like I want that's missing two little like little features, say.
I think that's when you, as an individual, need to make a choice. Are you content with that? Because, like, we did that other video, funny enough,
What is
um,
that one?
where we talked about how, you when your energy shifts and change, you'll get something in your face that's close to it, right? And then as your energy shifts and change, you get a little closer and you get a little closer. And then where most people settle. I think it's like, is the universe testing you? Was that it?
Could be. Does the universe test you when you're manifesting? Yeah, I'll link that one again to you guys. So
We'll
those two
find and
videos.
make sure which one it is and then
Yeah.
link it. But yeah, so then I guess, people, when you get to that second or you're maybe one or two off, people start to decide if they're content or they're not content, and then they just, this is good, I'm happy, and they make a choice.
Mhm.
You make a choice to stop here, you make a choice to stay at that job, you make a choice to love that person and continue that relationship, you make a choice just to buy that house rather than wait for the one that you absolutely wanted. You're in a hurry, so you're content with that vehicle. Like, even though you're missing a few options, you're like, good enough, whatever. And people just choose to do that
Yeah.
than wait for everything that they wanted. And I think there comes to that point where you're like, your energy is shifted at about that 80, 75, 80 kind of percent to your full manifestation, that they just start going, yeah, that's good for me.